Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here for Dandadan, Season 2, Episode 7, titled Feelin' Kinda Gloomy, which is a little scary, but I have no reason to believe that things in the episode will actually be gloomy, so we'll see. We have a pretty perfect setup for an insane episode. We are headed into a Maid cafe, and it is home now to a real-life magical girl who works there, and we happen to know her. Her name is Momo. I'm wondering what other supernatural things might be going on at this maid cafe. I wouldn't be terribly surprised if the other girl is also a magical girl in some weird way, just because that seems funny to me, but I have no idea. The main thing I want to talk about is the rest of the previous episode, which centered around getting that bad thing up and out of Gigi. We had the arrival of the best dressed ritual dance music performance squad ever, an incredible rock concert that was really fun and deeply Dragon Force inspired and ex-Japan inspired, to the point that it actually received some copyright flack, apparently. You can find more information about that in the comments on the last episode. I found it really interesting. And in the middle of this exorcism, Gigi cries out and begs it all to stop. Stop this. Let it be. I made a promise to this thing. Let's figure it out. I was mostly on Gigi's side, but some people in the comments and in the Discord have swayed me a little bit, have taken a stance that's very much like the one that Ira takes, where she says, Gigi, you're being really selfish and putting your friends in danger in order to help this creature, right? That you have this connection with, but we don't, and now we're suffering because of it. And I think there's a point to that. I think that the people who have taken that stance have an honest point, and that this isn't like a 100% good decision from Gigi. I still admire it a little bit, partly because it's following through on a promise that he made, even if that promise was extracted from him by Evil Eye in order to manipulate him. Gigi still has this attachment to the promise, and it's part of who he is to follow through with it. Yeah? So I like it on that level. And I admire the compassion for somebody helpless, the desire to step out of yourself and sacrifice of yourself in order to help somebody who cannot be helped otherwise. However, Gigi goes a step further and he sacrifices his friends as well. And at that point, we have conflict. I think that there's something definitely wrong with it. We're going to follow it through. I think it's going to end up working out. Gigi is gaining some control over his spiritual energy and stuff, and it will all shake out in the end. But there's definitely a world where it puts them in way more danger than they need to be in for what is fundamentally a selfish, even if an altruistic, a good-natured and giving, a selfish action from Gigi. I think that's really interesting, and I really appreciate it. I appreciate that there's complexity, that there's nuance, that there are problems with every right way. If he is just going to protect his friends, he breaks the promise with Evil Eye, and that kid who's at the core of that being doesn't ever get to be free, doesn't ever get to play, just gets exorcised from being a spirit and probably goes to where Ira's mom thing, the acrobatic Silky, was going to go, the void, the nothingness, the endless dark. And that might be better than the endless suffering, but it doesn't fulfill the promise that Gigi made. Yeah? And it's not how Gigi wants to leave this situation. So I find myself a little bit torn because I'm with him on the intent, and I'm I'm uncertain about the execution, yeah? It would be easy if we knew that Gigi would have the capacity to control Evil Eye, if that was 100% guaranteed. And it kind of is because of the context clues, but it's not 100% guaranteed, so he is really a danger. Almost in counterpoint to that is the sort of slow overnight scene where everybody says that they're doing this for each other, where Okaroon tells Gigi that this is his way of passing down a kindness that was given to him, and presents a framework that Seiko presented him with, that is, if you have been given something, don't give it back, give it forward. and I think it's a really potent framework. I think it's really cool as a puzzle piece to put in your your little puzzle of who you are and how you want to engage with the world. I think that's a cool block. I think that's a cool Lego block in whatever Lego tower you're building inside yourself. Is like, if I come into the situation where I feel indebted to kindness, not like debts, right? But like to kindness that's been given to me, I won't just try to give it back to the person who gave me kindness. I'll find somebody in need of kindness and give it to them. I think that's really powerful. So that's most of our setup and stuff. We're going to move forward into feeling kind of gloomy, and I assume that we're going to connect once more with Okarun and Momo as they face off with each other, realizing the incredibly awkward position that her friends have just put them in, bringing him to her Maid Cafe part-time job. I think that it's so cool that we've been building up Momo going and getting a part-time job for like the entire show. She's been talking in the background about not having a phone and stuff and wanting to make more money and stuff. And finally she finds a way to do a part-time job and does it in secret, and it's embarrassing, and we embarrass her for it. And we smash it all together and force Okarun and Momo to deal with this circumstance. It's really funny. I think it's really silly. I think it's fun. I like it. I'm excited to see what happens. I gotta do a drawing. I've got a weird idea for a drawing, and I don't know if it's gonna work out at all, but I'm gonna give it a shot because that's how we improve. Okay, so the impetus for this is that I had a really fun moment when I did last time's drawing with the purple-faced Ranma, where I realized that all of Ranma's hair hits the edges of the circle and circumscribed around the circle that is the like skull head portion, this portion, right? And then there's just a circle around this, and all of the top hair just like comes up to the circle. I thought that was really interesting. So I want to do like a silly play on that using different characters. That'll do. Okay. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. That's weird. God, this is dumb. Okay. Okay, that's kind of fun. I don't think it worked. That's my take. I don't think it worked. I think that the Momo into Okarun is kind of okay. It sort of makes sense. But then it kind of doesn't work. Like getting Gigi's hair to wrap around the top doesn't really make sense. It's kind of dumb. I think, okay, so I wanted to do this in the order in which we were sort of introduced to the characters, or which they became the squad. So it was like Momo, then Okarun, then Ira, then Gigi. I think if I wanted to actually do this, I could do Gigi, then Momo, or Gigi, then Okarun, and then Momo, and then Ira. Because, like, it's hard. It's hard. Ira and Momo's hair shapes are pretty similar, so they could, like, probably nest into each other okay. But then figuring out which one goes over which other one to make sure that distinguishing characteristics don't get lost, because they don't all just run up to a circle that's on the outside. The designs in this show are much different and much more interesting. Ha! Okay, worthwhile experiment for me. Even if the result is dumb, I felt brain processing the way that hair is made, and that's useful to me. Well, I'm glad it's not my artistic talent on which we have to rely for this next episode to be good. Instead, we can rely on the brilliant people over at Science Saru who really haven't missed yet. Yeah, let's continue that trend and watch episode 7 of season 2 of Dandadan, feeling kinda gloomy. Let's find out what happens in this Maid cafe and just how, like, incredibly embarrassing it ends up being. I'm excited. Let's watch the episode. I've got episode 7 up and ready to go. It's sitting at 0 seconds. There'll be 2 versions, picture-in-picture in the description, timer on YouTube, beep beep timer to count you down, early access on the Patreon. beep beep timer. Let's go. Really nice. You in shock a little bit? Goshijin-sama? Ah, no. It's just all like Sayano. Nante koto? Blow, blow, blow. Where do I look? Oh. Nope, can't look at that. Cannot look at that. Illegal. That whole pull from the sideways through the glasses. Oh my gosh. Huh? Tamako. Oh, that's the classmate in the background. I wonder if anybody actually uses a Moe Moe tri-beam. What are we gonna do here? We're gonna make Momo come like if this was an actual Maho Shoujo show, she'd be like, I don't wanna be a maid, and then she'd find out that there's actually something cool about it. Like she'd get in touch with her femininity or some bullshit. What the fuck are we gonna do here? Is she gonna have to do a Moe Moe tri-beam in order to kill a monster? That's what I would do. I would do something stupid like that. Like force that awkwardness to maximum. Is there still another ball out there? No, 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 no. Wait, no. Because it was Ira and then the mannequin. Moe Moe try. It is. Okarun's just completely gone. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's not his fault. Aww. That's forever, dude. Well, he wants to walk her home. Yeah, but... Yeah, but... Ja, no. Ah, this feels bad. This could lead to gloomy. Oh, there was our title. It was different than most of the titles, too. Huh. Back to stare at the clock. It won't tick any faster, dude. I wonder if she'll forget the clock at some point. She's smiling. Oh my god, it's only been an hour. Oh, fuck! Coaching sama. What is that? Lagrange. ZZ Top. It's work, man. It's not fun. I don't call it play. All right, now the walk home. Alone. Without Okarun. It would be nice, though. Oh, shit. Oh. Alone. Yeah. What are we doing here? Oh. Really? He did. He came back. I can't. Oh, he feels awkward about it. No! Take his hand. Take his hand, Momo. He's hoping. Come on, Momo. Take the hand. Yeah! 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 Yeah, since it's cold. Yeah, right. That's all. He's got it. Thank you, off-brand Bruce. Whoa. Hey, if we don't try, we gotta try. Oh. She's used the smoke before. Hold! Hold! Hold, GG! I got the same track. Let's go! Let's go! Yeah. Oh, hello. We just had a romantic. What? Ah, real cold stuff. Fuck! Somebody throw the hot water at him. Ah, fuck! He learned. He barrierized. Ah, shit. Okaroon? No. Whoa, Granny's pushed back. Fuck, she's in there alone. Momo? No, no. Oh, he's squeezing the box closed. Son of a bitch. He already tore her shirt, too. She had the hot water. Let's go, Momo. Yeah, he froze them away. Hi, Gigi. Yeah, you tore her shirt, and yeah, this is bad. It's not okay, though. You sure about what you're doing here, man? He's realizing that he could really hurt his friends. That feels pretty oh, shit. From when she put the talisman down. Oh, he just registered them, huh? Spilling the drink? Yeah. What manga is that? Hmm. Gloomy feels, huh? Okay, now we're back to the night. So... whose hand? His. Okay. Oh, the hand that Momo held. I think. Oh. Cows. Oh, it's Beanie Weenie. Oh, just a normal person. Definitely a completely human humanoid. Yeah, that makes sense. Days go. Oh! And we had the boxing manga. Come on. Training. Wax on, wax off. Keep it going. Yeah, days. So that's why he was looking at his fist. Ooh, there's some awkward going on there. From when Gigi saw Okarun being so close to Momo. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, it's become too much. Hmm. What is? Hmm. 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 This is the same conflict that we talked about in the beginning. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. No. No. Oh, hi. Please tell me Granny's gonna be his coach. Come on, Granny can do it. Protect Momo. Protect Momo. Pissed at himself? No. Oh, okay, so it's still that rivalry. That's not what becoming stronger means, is it? Hmm. Different kind of strong. Yes. Yes! Yes! Train us, Granny. Train us, Granny. Oh, Ira's following. Yes. Yes. Huh. Will there be monsters? I wonder what she's doing. And then I assume we're gonna get Ira up in here. She's so gonna follow. Oh, Silky. Okay. Are we waiting for the time? Definitely not me. Mm-hmm. Definitely Acro Silky. So two-faced. What are we waiting for here? What's the timing? The music room. Where are the K-On! Girls here? Or is there something weird going on? Hi, Mozart. Wait, is that Mozart or Bach? That's Mozart, I think. And it's a bunch of composers. This is counterpointing the connection with Momo, huh? Wonder what we're doing. I wonder what we're doing here. Ah. Oh? Nope. That's okay. He makes 3 moves. 4 moves. So you're whole notes and he's quarter notes? Something like that? Shake it up. Okay. Move fast. Yeah. Ugh. You're just not there. Huh? Huh? Oh! Hi, Goat Sart. Ghost Sart? What the fuck? What? Oh, we're leading to the ending, too. Kitaze? Who's here? All the What the fuck? We played the bad music. The squad's all here! We got a bunch of bobblehead composers here to kill us. What the truck? I saw a Chopin credited in there somewhere. Is preview? Yeah. Okay, that's a fun setup for something fun. This episode might have the most unspoken stuff in a Dandadan episode. It's close. There's another one that's got a lot of unspoken to it, but this one is chock full of little things that I don't have complete pictures of. Like I can try to play fill in the blank or complete the sentence, complete the thought, but I don't know that I'm quite on. I've missed a couple as I've been trying to complete thoughts that have gone unspoken. I've gotten them wrong a little bit, so I'm not exactly sure what we're doing here entirely. Bunch of emotional complexities, a bunch of like characters noticing things that are going on about other characters and then responding to them and acting a particular way. But because a lot of those interactions are kind of avoidant, like Gigi and Okarun in particular, Gigi keeps avoiding communicating about the thing. It seems like Gigi's ashamed and that's preventing them from talking it through. Like last episode, we got to a really nice place between Gigi and Okarun with the I'm doing this for you as part of passing this on, paying it forward kind of a conversation in the nighttime. But here that changes. Okarun puts Momo like directly. I'm sorry, Gigi puts Momo directly in danger, and Okarun like acts immediately and pushes him away. And it's different this time because Gigi stands there and like he realizes what's happened in enough of a way that he seems to be genuinely like deeply ashamed. It's really interesting. It's really interesting. And then there's all the much easier to read unspoken stuff in the romance woven in with Momo and Okarun, and in Momo just going through her shift and existing in the Maid Cafe space. It's uncomfortable. It does kind of do that thing where like she kind of gets into it a little bit and then gets exhausted. This is really interesting. I really like that Granny is jumping in to teach us more stuff about combat and yokai. It I think makes perfect sense to me. I would have been cool with it being D's as well, being Mr. Mantis, because I think that would have been really fun and tied in with boxing and stuff, and that would have been cool. But okay, interesting. A bunch of unspoken, a bunch of really solid tension building, like the sort of slow-mo that's done throughout the scene where Gigi goes to Evil Eye and almost captures Momo in a way that is really bad. There's a lot of slow, emphatic sequencing that I feel like it made that whole scene feel really scary. It made us jump because we've done this jump scare pull back from it a couple times now where Gigi gets jump scared into being Evil Eye and then we immediately solve the problem. But each time it's kind of gotten a little bit scarier. And this time Evil Eye demonstrates that it knows what its enemies are doing. It's like it immediately uses the barrier to keep her hands with the water out and away and then immediately attacks her because she's a core threat because she has the power to like to restrain him. So it's like it's holding grudges, it's learning, it's developing, it's getting better at getting out of whatever limitations we can put on it. And so that leads us to the conversation between Seiko and the priest guy. That's like, we've reached the end of the road. We really can't do this. This isn't going to work. Um, he's not able to withstand it, and you're living with an evil spirit. If you won't call, then I'll call. And it's like, what can we do about this? Gigi needs to make some kind of a change. And now Okarun's taking it on as his responsibility because that's what he said last time. Was like, I'll handle it. I'll restrain him. But we just saw a situation where he couldn't, you know? If this thing throws up that barrier and Okarun's on the outside, he doesn't have a way of getting in. Even if he has the like 4 beats per combat ability to fight Evil Eye toe to toe, those barriers are a real problem. And if you get somebody more vulnerable on the other side of the barrier, it's fucked. Like Momo's only okay because she doesn't actually need her hands to manifest her hands. And even then, like, if she hadn't had the hot water in her mouth during this, I think she's dead to Evil Eye in there. Like, even if she's got green glowy hands, she's in his house zone, you know? He can just crush her down. This is bad. This is bad. And we took it all the way to, like, and we've woven this in a couple of times, her shirt tearing. It's like, we take it all the way to her innocence being like, in play, being threatened. And it's that I think feeds into Gigi standing there being like, holy shit, what have I done? Oh, fuck. Damn, man. At that point, like, I think I understand Gigi turning away and not wanting to look Okarun in the eye because he made this commitment and now it's going bad. He requested, he like begged everybody to let this happen, and now it's putting everybody in real danger. He promised that he would try to like fix it, and this isn't fixing it. So like yeah, the shame. What do you do with that? How do you channel that into not freezing and not becoming like less capable? How do you channel that into like positive emotion? Because shame's a really fascinating emotion. It's it's really fascinating. It can be very beneficial. It's an adaptive trait. right? You feel shame when you're doing things that would lead you to be ostracized by the people around you, that would destroy your connections, yeah? That would destroy your attachment to society, to civilization. And that can be adaptive, but it can also become really toxic. You can internalize that shame so deeply that you like don't feel like you're capable of acting, don't feel like you're capable of actually accomplishing anything, feel like you're useless, or worse, that you'll cause everything to go wrong if you try. And I don't think Gigi is likely to head in in this direction, but there's a layer of it. There's a thread of that in him turning away and kind of withdrawing and kind of avoiding the situation. It's like you don't know what you can do about it. You feel ashamed that you're causing it, but you don't have a solution to solve it, so you just shut down and just like kind of hope that things get better, but that doesn't help things get better. And now that shame, which like as negative an emotion as it is, it's meant in some way, like it is adaptive. It's meant to convince you that you should change your behavior, that you should change something. But he doesn't really have the ability to change that something, except if he goes back on his promise and asks for the singers to come back and gets rid of Evil Eye and goes through the whole thing again. And then he's made everybody go through this whole thing twice and imposed on everybody even more. And that might be another source of shame. So that's even worse. What do you do? I don't know. It's a really tough position for Gigi, and he did it to himself because he chose something that's at least in part, I admit, is at least in part strongly selfish and not the best option. Not like this. That's not true. It might be long term the best option because it could lead to Gigi having power and being able to change things and being able to do good in the world and yada yada. But it's not the option that's the quickest, shortest, most direct path to protecting his friends. It puts them in jeopardy in order to get him to where he wants to go. And I think that some remorse around that, some not being quite sure if that was the right move, man, is the right attitude. But what do we do about it? I don't know. Oh man. Okay, let's go through the episode a little bit. And I want to focus in on some of these subtle moments where we just let the scene breathe and speak for itself. This opening scene is very much like that. We just are honing in. We've got the music going. It's almost like Wes Anderson-y, or even okay, here's what this feels like to me. We're panning across like a bloody murder scene with bodies everywhere, and this track is playing, and it's like, that's such a weird contrast. That's very strange. That level of contrast, like Okarun being totally shell-shocked and other stuff is going on around him, is what this feels like. Or like scenes from the Fallout TV show where like absolutely insane battle is happening, and we've got like a very light da 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 sort of vintage retro music kind of playing, and it's very contrasty and very weird. That's the vibe that I get here. It's like complete shell shock, silly music. Slow pull out. Not really registering the situation. Excuse me, this maid is bad at being a maid. And then there are all these shots that, like, things are going on, but the only line of tension is between Okarun and Momo. It's like they're the only two people in the room. Have you ever had this experience where you go out somewhere? I don't know. I think that this is a semi-universal experience where there's a vibe. You catch a vibe with somebody. Maybe you've never talked to them. Maybe there's like you never met each other. You just see each other across the bar, and there's a vibe there, right? Everything that you do, everywhere that you go in the room, every action that you take is suddenly in relation to that other person. Yeah? Suddenly there's like both of you are aware of each other. Very much, very distinctly aware of each other. And so little things like crossing or uncrossing legs, or little fiddling with certain objects, or other like glances, there's a thread of connection that's invisible that's between these two people who have like connected with each other in a strange way. And now all the actions that they take are connected. That thread is right there between Okarun and Momo, and it's unspoken and unspeakable and strange. But like here in this scene is where it's the most clear to me. Okarun's here, but she's in his peripheral vision, and his attention is not on his glass. It's not on the table in front of him. Literally all of that could be just blank nothingness void, because his entire focus is on his far peripheral vision to Momo. And her entire focus sitting here being nervous is that Okarun is there. They're just completely focused on each other, even while they're forced to do other things. Welcome, you bastard! Oh, yes, we'll stare at this for a while, I suppose. He looks down and looks over. And they make eye contact, and it's a jump, right? She looks away, too. Oh, okay, of course I'd like a drink. Mr. Ayase is making an effort. Oishikunare, oishikunare. This whole scene I remember being insane, because we pull out from the sideways looking at the water dripping through, and somehow we pull out from there through out of Okarun's glasses. It's like past the teacup and then out of his glasses, because we're actually in the reflection right now, right? So we're pulling out. Yeah, and then now we're in the reflection. We just wipe across. Oishikunare, oishikunare. And he's just watching Momo. I'll murder you. Moe, moe. All right. This is a great face. Whoosh. Come on. No, I'll stay. And they do like, eh? Gayokari. They're so snarky. God damn. They're such gyaru. They're perfect. Zettai ryoki. Yoiki? I don't remember if there's an I in there. Please don't come here again. I'm really cold. I'll stay until your shift is over. She's like, no, don't do that. Just go. I'm tough. I'll be fine. And kyotsukete ne. We just do this. You sure about that? He's not sure either. We really hold it. And then we do her shift. Okay. The clock going way slower than you want it to is very real. This is very, very relatable, I think, to anybody who's ever worked a job. I actually thought we were going to do something sinister, like almost Madoka Magica-y, just because of the carpet background and the feel. I thought we were going to start snapping into a weird world here, but we don't. It's just the weird world of working as a server. Yikes. Yeah, the more you check it, the less far it will have gone. So we go through this, and she's kind of like, there's a story that's told here. She's kind of figuring it out. Kind of done with it. Then kind of getting with it a little bit. Like a little overwhelmed, but kind of in it. Kind of having fun. There are a bunch of different kinds of people. Some of them are more deal-withable than others. But then she starts getting tired. And later in the day, and only an hour has gone by, and it's just sort of endless. And just forced the smile. Yeah, the big hover hands. Nice. Oh, let's got it. And she's gotten asked to come back, so that's a big win, yeah? That's the big win. She walks out into the night. We keep this piano going. She looks right. She looks left. Who's she looking for? What's she looking for? Don't have to say anything. All it says is, you're alone here. That would be fine, but she's waiting for somebody. She's looking for somebody. She's somewhere in her heart, she's hoping that somebody is going to be there. Who? Well, he comes running. We do this whoosh. Bam. Okay, this moment really reminds me of, like, Hibike Euphonium stuff, right? It's a different scene where Kumiko goes... Is it Kumiko? I think so. Goes running across a bridge, and we pan with all the lights, and it's incredible. It's like overwhelmingly a beautiful scene. Not quite the scene that I'm thinking of, but the vibe where like we're in motion with this character and then the arrival of the other character stops the motion. Bam. You were going to go a direction and then surprise. I think it's really cool. It's like resignation to this situation and then surprise. Bam. Hi. He doesn't even say, he's just like, great job. Just wants to greet her. I can't let a lady be by herself. And without even thinking of it, having just run here, he reaches for her hand and then pulls back, uncertain whether he's overstepped. With all the bokeh lights in the background. Oh, Samui. Puts the hand down, kinda hoping. Bam. Super slow-mo. The veil is pulled from the cloudy glasses, yeah? Since it's cold, of course. That's the only reason. Yeah, my guy. Good stuff. Fucking boba tea. God, fuck. He's getting there. He's getting there. But he's not there. The hold scene, I think, is really awesome. From the slow-mo water drop to the of power. We're holding it down. That's cool. And he can do it, but he can't quite do it. He's so excited to see them. I think. Yeah. He wants to tell them that he's like figured it out. Momo Kite! He's about to tell them that, and then they smash into each other, and he gets whomped. Everybody has a little bit of hot water. Momo has some in her mouth. Boom. Fuck, man. With the hands captured, this is checkmate. Wow. So, here's that sort of slow-mo. Everybody on the outside, let me fight you, let me do this, let me stop you. Granny goes for the talisman, and it's a hard no. I love these like, they're not really impact frames, just this solo color sequence. It's awesome looking. Damaged by it, too. You're stuck in here with me. And, yeah, like, grabs her. We're helpless on the outside. Tears her shirt in order to go for this punch. But she's got her own powers. She's got the ability to push him back, but he controls the space. So here's that. Well beyond ominous. Warps his way in, gets closer. That's all she needs. But man, if she didn't have that hot water in her mouth, it was just the stuff in her hands. We're left helpless banging on the outside of this thing until he kills her. Right? Fuck. That was close, and Gigi is in true shock. Momo, I'm sorry, it's fine, but it's not. And Okarun's like, no. So now we hold. Did you see my super fine play? Like, Ayase's brushing it off. My clothes are all tattered. Yeah, but I like that we do Gigi from like three different distances. We do him here, we do him here, and then we do the further wide. It's like these scenes show us that he's holding this expression for a long time and in different contexts and like is just rocked. It's not your fault. It's okay. She's hiding it in her hand, but he sees it. And then he sees them. And we're not focused in on Momo. We're focused in on them up close to each other. And at that point, things are different from then on. Like every time we cut to Gigi and Okarun from this point forward, they are actively not talking to each other. It's like Gigi has connected Momo and Okarun and realized that he's a problem, which is not a great place to be. So Ira genuinely apologizes, which is pretty cool. You're being all mopey. And then there's something somber about these moments in between, especially after last episode where we used this silent portion in the middle of the night to create connection. Here we use it to create disconnect, things that need to be said but aren't being said. Contact and reconnection and fixing that needs to be done but isn't being done. They're facing opposite directions in their sleeping bags in the cold. And Okarun is in his own head thinking about his own strength. We don't get to find out what Gigi's thinking. So, Deez is working as part on a dairy farm with a complete complete disguise. What a guy. I like how we jump around him and the little eyes follow. It's cute. Please teach me to show a punch. Violence is bad. Bad. Uses him for some free labor. And then we end up learning from Granny. Okay, so at this moment, Okarun comes in. Hi. Notices him, make eye contact, turns away, huddles up. Shame, withdrawal. That's what I read into this. If you got a different read, that's fair, but I don't see a different one. Okarun feels bad about it too. Like, what? He doesn't know how to bridge this gap. This is like when something has happened between people and both people kind of really need to apologize for it, even though in the circumstance, Okarun doesn't need to apologize for this, I don't think. But neither of them is willing to, like, take that step and apologize. There's just this awkward. It's a bad place to be. That bad place to be is part of what feeds a tendency that I have that can be, like, the healthiest, like, strongest relational tendency, one of them that I hold on to, and it can also be a distinct weakness, which is that when there's that unapologized tension, even if I don't feel like I've necessarily done something wrong, I want to create lines of communication, and one of the core ways that I have learned to go about doing that is by trying to figure out what I've done that might be pissing the other person off, and then apologizing genuinely for that, right? Even if I have to separate it out and just apologize for the fact that it pissed you off, like, I'm sorry, I didn't want to do any of that. Like, I'll stand by doing what I did, but, like, I didn't know that it was going to cause a conflict between us and the relationship. Like, our friendship is more important to me than, like, being down for this. So, like, let's communicate about it. That can be a little bit unhealthy in that, like, as I've investigated my own attachment style and my own psychology, I've realized that a part of that is appeasement behavior to parents that won't listen to you otherwise. So you kind of have to take the apologetic role, and I've definitely internalized that a little bit. And in that mode, it can become unhealthy if you're always the one coming and apologizing for things that aren't you didn't actually do something wrong. But as a tool in the toolbox for maintaining relational strength and rebuilding after conflict, it's very powerful. It's very powerful. And it overcomes this awkwardness because, well, there are two people in play, right? And you can't control whether the other person has the wherewithal to like apologize for what they've done. But you can open a bridge. You can open the door from your own side. You can extend a rope, extend an olive branch, right? And at that point, you put the ball into their court, and if they accept the olive branch and potentially respond with an apology in turn, you can really get back to a baseline and get repair. You can really repair. But if nobody ever takes the step of extending the olive branch, it never happens. And I've had the experience of friendships falling apart because I refused to do that and the other person refused to do that. So we both sat there and drifted apart from each other, both refusing to reconnect. And it's like, what was the point of that? I get to hold on to my ego and be like, I didn't do anything wrong, but I lost a friend. So what's important? You know, what matters? And sometimes the friendship isn't what matters, right? Sometimes it's your own, like, belief in yourself and consistency with your own ideals and stuff like that. And sometimes it's like, no, fuck you, not interested. But sometimes the friendship is worth more. So I think if I were Okarun in this position, I would seek out connection with Gigi here. And the fact that Okarun doesn't is really interesting. Yeah. There's too much. There's too much here. It's scary. And I don't know how I would go about, like, making that connection. Yeah. But the one thing that would be really apparent to me if I was in Okarun's position is that Gigi doesn't have anybody to talk to about how he feels about this, right? Like, he can't talk to me because he can't He's ashamed by my presence, and he can't talk to Momo because he almost hurt her. Can't really talk. I guess he could talk to Granny, but he's not. She's not on friend level, right? She's like a sensei, a teacher. It's tough. I would want to place myself so that I could be there for Gigi while he goes through this, even if I have to separate out that I don't agree with the way that he's going about it, you know? Seiko clocks it, clocks the tension between them. And then we cut out here. We've reached the limit. We survived this time, but it's probably not going to work. Let's call for the performers again. If you won't do the prayer, then I will. All right, I'll go contact them. And she stops him. Hey, it's so rough. This is hard. Yeah. His response is like key parenting stuff, adulting stuff. You want to take on all the kids' troubles so that you can tell them, go do whatever you want. You want to be a source of safety for them that generates freedom so they can be free, so they can have fun. But you also have to teach them about reality so they don't get themselves killed. Yeah? You want to protect them and to carry all their troubles, but they have to be able to carry their troubles too. So what do? It's rough. It really is rough. It's the responsibility of an adult to show them reality as well. I do like Mr. Gigi's spirit too, but what's impossible is impossible. It's just so sad, she says. Yes, it is. But what's impossible is impossible. Let's make the impossible possible then. We have to. Or we have to call for the performers and get rid of the spirit. It's one or the other. So I wonder, what manga is this? I'm going to try to find out. Okay, it seems to be a non-existent manga that's just modeled after something close to Ashita Joe. It does look like Joe. He's got similarly spiky hair. And it's not very close to Ippo, so that makes sense. He is punching badly. eh, 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 eh. It's bad. Gotta make it snappy. Not like that. Granny comes in and poses an important question. Is it the activity that you want, or is it like a bigger end goal? Yeah? This is really interesting. There's something about it that I think is like universally relevant. I want to take a second to think it through. To me, this is a discussion about the meaning of strength itself. What does it mean to be strong? And Okarun's starting premise is that what it means to be strong is to have a bunch of capabilities that you think equate to strength. But those things are not strength. Those capacities, the ability to punch, the ability to kick, the ability to jump real high, physical power, those are not really what being strong means. I want to connect it to the real world somehow, because I think that there's a tendency to do something very much like this when you have some overarching but not crystal clear goal. Something ephemeral, like happiness, yeah? And so you pursue something intermediary in the hopes that it will bring the core fundamental goal. But in doing that, you've actually diverged from the course toward that goal. You're not focused on happiness. You're focused on acquiring some skill or wealth or power or freedom that you think will make you happy. But that isn't happiness. That isn't strength. Getting a little weird and woo-woo here, I think, but it connects to some of the spiritual traditions that I'm familiar with. There's this idea that we get lost in the pursuit of things that we think are tangentially attached to our goal, and we convince ourselves that we'll be taking shortcuts by going through them to get closer to the thing that we actually want. But we're really getting led astray and focusing on things that don't really matter. I don't know. There's something to it. Let me know if you've got any insights down that road. I think I've framed out some of my ideas around it, but there's got to be there's a punchy way to put it, and I don't have it yet. What are you gonna do by getting stronger? You want to kill somebody? I've been pissed off. I want to take Evil Eye and send him flying. So do you want to be able to throw punches, or do you want to become strong? Because they're not the same. Hmm. 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 And he says, this leads to that. Throwing a punch will make me stronger. And her response is, fundamentally, that's a mistake. You wouldn't be stronger because the level difference is huge. He's literally acting more times than you are. He's literally going to throw 4 punches for every one that you can throw. So you being able to throw a punch doesn't help you. Just whose power do you think you're borrowing? I want to become stronger. And we have Drill Sergeant Granny in the building. I like that Ira follows. It ends up being really fun. I wonder if they're going to end up in a mystical experience together because of this. Oh, wait, we know that they are because of the damn musicians. That's fun. That's good. Her little run here is... So I think Granny has set this timing-wise, has set it up for weird music room stuff to happen. I guess the spirits come out and play every night. This is Mozart, right? It's the Wikipedia photo for a famous composer. I know that. It's not fucking Mozart. Okay, it's Beethoven. It's Ludwig. I assume Zard is up there somewhere, but I don't know my composers. That's fine. Takakura, I'm scared. She's making the play. Bing, bing, bing. This is a cool way to set up a power difference. It's timing. It's the ability to act more. He's going to be dancing up all around you. 4 switch, 10 switch, and you're a 2 switch. And then the composers arrive, and we get a bunch of bobblehead-ass, creepy-ass, black and white composers here to cast weird music magic at you? Yeah, seems dangerous. And somehow through this, I think Okarun is going to learn to dance to the beat and move a little bit faster, increase his BPM a little bit. He does have speed powers, so that seems good. This is a cool episode. There's so much tension built into it. There's so much unspoken and, uncertain and afraid of how those certainties are going to turn out. Cool glue. And then it also has, our relationship keeps building between Okarun and Momo, and it keep having more moments where we're, unlocking new things. We unlocked walking to school. Now we're really unlocking walking together and holding hands. It's so cute. But Gigi threatens everything. We're going to have to figure out, probably in the next episode, whether we bring the performers back or we find some way for either Gigi to hold it in himself or Okarun to really be able to put Gigi in the dirt if he ever transforms again. I don't know what it's going to be. We'll have to find out next time. But before I end the video, I should go check Sakugaburu. Okay, there are no cuts listed on Sakugaburu for the episode that we're looking at. That's too bad. I feel like there were at least a couple that were cool. Like the through the glasses pan was neat, and some of the stuff in the Gigi fight was neat, but I guess it makes sense. There wasn't as much bombast in this episode. Maybe we're queuing up for some incredible bombast in the next one as Ira and Okarun take on the composers of old. Awesome. That's going to be a wrap for me for today. Thanks so much for watching Dandadan with me. It continues to be a lot of fun and chock full of more than just fun, detail and humanity and connection and meaningful interactions that have ramifications for the relationships between the characters and can be learned from, can be observed as lessons, or can be absolutely silly, totally absurd, and completely ridiculous. And both are fun. I like it. I continue to like the show. It continues to be a banger. We'll see the next episode next time and see what happens with these composers. Thanks for watching this time. Much love. Peace.